What is up? Welcome back to the Jeremy Awakens podcast. I wanted to record this solo episode before I fly to Costa Rica in a couple of hours. I'm headed to Rhythmia Life Advancement Center to sit with ayahuasca for the first time in 3 years. And if I'm being honest, this trip is not about taking a vacation. It's really about doing the deeper work. It's about continuing to let go of the things that no longer serve me. And it's about remembering who the fuck I really am. And I apologize for cussing, by the way. I'm really, truly doing my best to cut back on my cussing, but sometimes it just comes out of me. So maybe after this week in Costa Rica, I will eliminate the cussing from my life. We will see. But before I get started and I explain to you why I'm pursuing this path, what ayahuasca even is, I wanted to just ask you for a favor. I wanted to ask you for your blessing. Send me your love through this screen. Send me your love. Send me your positive vibrations. I'm doing the same thing right back at you. I promise. I'm always praying for my community, even the people that I've never met in person. So I just want to let you know that I appreciate you. I am grateful that you are taking the time to listen to this. And my promise to you is to just continue showing up in the most authentic way possible. Okay. So why am I going back to ayahuasca? Why am I going back? Well, first of all, it's been about 3 years since I have sat with this medicine. The first time was July 2018 in Peru. And I've done a couple times since then, once in Costa Rica, once in Mexico. And this opportunity arose, and I felt like it was the perfect chance for me to prioritize myself and also experience the magic of Rhythmia. Rhythmia is like the leading ayahuasca retreat center in the world, and I'm so impressed by the level of intentionality that they infuse into their process. Even before I've left, talking to their medical team, really setting intentions and doing the preparation process. Preparing for ayahuasca is its own medicine journey. Eliminating things like alcohol, caffeine, sex. The preparation for ayahuasca is oftentimes the most challenging journey of them all, because the intention is to give up all of these quick hits of pleasure and dopamine, and also eliminating things like meat, because you want to go to your experience with the clearest vessel possible so you can fully receive all of the downloads from the medicine. So really been doing my best to just purify my body. I mean, I have a very healthy lifestyle, and these last couple of weeks have just been really intentional about my energy and what I'm putting in my body. So yeah, it's been great. But I just want to communicate this because oftentimes life looks great on the outside, right? You see my content on social media maybe, and you're like, oh wow, Jeremy's just crushing it. His life seems so perfect. He's living in Miami Beach. He's creating impact, helping people become a better version of themselves. Like, he's having fun with friends, and all of those things are true. But what you don't see is the things underneath the surface. And I can tell you for the last 12 to 18 months, I've been experiencing this inner resistance, old wounds, stored emotions, patterns, and relationships that I haven't fully released yet. And the feeling is that I'm so close to fully stepping into my power, but I'm not all the way there. And I've been feeling that weight show up here and there. And I know that the only way I can fully release those things that no longer serve me is by really going deep and by really leaning into the discomfort. And That's why I was saying at the beginning of this, like, I'm not going to Costa Rica for a vacation, right? Obviously, I'm going to be in a beautiful retreat center. I'm going to be immersed in nature. I'm going to be eating delicious meals. I'm going to be surrounded by a lot of high vibration people. And I'm going to be spending a lot of time with myself. Like, that's my goal. My goal is to really just cultivate a deeper relationship with myself and really cultivate that unconditional love for myself. Because every single thing in our life that we are searching for is a product of not feeling whole within ourselves. So that vibration of wholeness is really what I'm craving to experience on a more consistent basis. Because when you're vibrating at a vibration of wholeness, you're no longer chasing things externally to make yourself feel whole and complete. And you can't think your way into healing. You really have to feel your way through it. So that is why I'm going back to ayahuasca. And I want to just share about what ayahuasca really is. Now, I could spend hours talking about this, but I'm keeping this podcast short, 20 minutes, just so you have a basic understanding. And if you feel called to go deeper, you can actually hop on a 30-minute call with the team from Rhythmia. So this is like a completely free information call. If you're considering going there and you want to potentially pursue this path, I'll put the link in the show notes for hopping on a call with Rhythmia. I'm probably going to be going back at the end of this year. And I don't know if I'm going to be sitting with the medicine, but I'm definitely just going to be going back and bringing some of my friends and allies with me. So for those new to the medicine, a brief explanation. Ayahuasca is a sacred Amazonian plant brew used for thousands of years for healing and awakening. It's not a drug. It's not a party. It's really a mirror to your soul. It often shows you the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding, and it gives you the opportunity to release, forgive, and remember. So why I resonate with Rhythmia's approach is they have this full integration support, breath work, body work, colonics, organic food, ceremonies guided by trained shamans. And they really go deep. They really go deep. And obviously, ayahuasca is a combination of different compounds, and it has DMT in it. And it typically lasts 6 to 8 hours. Usually you do ceremonies at night. You're blindfolded. There's really beautiful music going on. There's multiple shamans and medical staff just to make sure that everyone's okay. And really the most important thing when you go through an experience like this, similar to mushrooms or whatever it may be, is surrender. Surrender. Like this is the most challenging thing for most people, is surrendering and letting go of control. So the beautiful thing about ayahuasca is that the only way you can really experience the medicine fully is by surrendering, letting go, breathing, and allowing the medicine to just work its magic. As long as you do that, you're going to receive whatever it is that you need to receive. And what they oftentimes say about ayahuasca is that it doesn't give you what you want, but it gives you what you need. So you might set an intention for going there and you get something completely different. For example, when I first did it in 2018, I was just seeking more clarity in my life, and a lot of stuff came up regarding my older brother. And the absence that I felt with not really having him present in my life for 15 years and how that impacted me, how that created this fear of abandonment inside of me, and how that prevented me from actually cultivating deep, meaningful relationships, because I just feared that everyone that I would get close to would leave me. And honestly, I never expected to receive that from the medicine. It was just what it wanted to deliver. I'm literally getting goosebumps right now. That's why I put my hood on. I'm like, crazy. Yeah. You got to surrender. You got to trust the creator. And this is one of the hardest parts about this human experience, is letting go of control. Because control at the end of the day is just an illusion. Like, we think we have control over everything, but we don't. Like, we control how we show up every day, our habits, our thoughts, our feelings and emotions, how we treat ourselves, how we treat other people. But we don't have control over most of the things that we're trying to control. So you can ask yourself in your life, hey, where am I holding on to this attachment of control? Like, is it trying to manipulate other people's opinions of me? Or is it being attached to certain expectations? These are oftentimes the things that drive suffering, is when we are trying to manipulate and control things that aren't ultimately in our control. So there's really never a perfect time to unplug, right? There's never a perfect time to do this deep inner work. But I personally feel like I'm so ready to release old attachments, find clarity and simplicity, and step into this next level of leadership for me. And one of the cool things is that I'm going away for a week. Like, I'm going to probably do 1 to 2 hours of work each day while I'm there. To be honest, if I wanted to have the most impactful experience, I would completely disconnect. Like, I would turn my phone off. I would not talk to anyone from the outside world. I would be fully immersed for the entire week. And if I'm being honest, I'm not at a place where I can do that. Like, if I disappeared for a week, like, there's probably things within my business that would go wrong. There's probably things that would not be handled correctly. And I've honestly been working really hard at creating the systems within my life and my business to empower my team, and also just be able to take a period of time off without everything falling apart, whether that's like podcasts getting released, content, supporting our clients and students with the work that we're doing. Like, as a leader, your growth isn't just about building an audience or, holding space. It's really about how can you make your impact felt even when you're not physically there, right? So it's been a good lesson for me to create the systems for my team and just to really support them. So again, if you're going through something behind the scenes, doubt, confusion, suppressed emotions, cycles that you keep repeating, I just want to remind you, you're not broken. You're just being invited into a deeper version of yourself. Whether it's plant medicine, microdosing, therapy, breath work, you have to get started with something. Also, nothing's going to change. Nothing is going to change until something actually changes, until you decide to make some sort of change in your life. And that change can be small. It can be waking up a little earlier each day, getting outside, connecting your feet to the earth, taking some deep breaths, hydrating with high quality water, something small. Just start something, okay? You don't need to wait till you hit rock bottom to make a change. The truth is, you already know what's no longer serving you. You're just afraid to let it go. And by the way, if you feel called to explore this work, we're here for you. So while I'm gone for this week, my 2 top advisors are actually going to be hopping on 30-minute calls with anyone interested in microdosing, interested in doing this deeper work, in taking their health, wealth, and relationships to the next level. And this is actually an opportunity to work with me one-on-one. So if you want to hop on one of those free 30-minute calls, hit the link in the show notes right now. Okay, there's very limited spots there, but again, this is for someone, if you're listening right now and you're like, I know that I'm here for more. Maybe you're doing well in business, but you know that you have neglected some of your health, some of your relationships in the process. I am here to help you realign yourself and connect you to your highest self. That is why I keep doing this work, so I can help others also ascend and elevate. All right, so make sure to hit the link in the show notes if that is something that resonates with you. Again, this work is not for everyone. Working with me is like not for 90% of people, because I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you past your comfort zone. So if you're not ready for that, don't book a call. But if you are ready to get one-on-one access to me and lifetime access to the highest quality microdoses in the world, hit the link in the show notes, book a call with my top advisor, and I look forward to connecting with you very soon. Okay? Now, I don't know exactly what's going to happen in Costa Rica, but I am going to leave some shit behind me. I know I'm going to remember things that I've forgotten. I know that I'm coming back with more clarity, more power, more presence, so I can keep serving at the highest level. That is something that I am fully aware of. And I know that I'm going to show up in a more powerful way for you. I know that I am going to become a better version of myself. So I'm really grateful. Honestly, thank you for following my journey. Thank you for walking this path with me. And I can't wait to see you on the other side. Truly, truly. And again, like I said, if you want to connect with my team, book a call. Hit the link in the show notes. If you want to connect with Rhythmia and you're interested about joining them on a future retreat, hit the link in the show notes. Okay. And tag me on Instagram at jeremy.awakens. If any of this resonated with you, if you want to just share it, I'd love to see your feedback. And by the way, for me, this podcast is just an opportunity to share with you guys a little deeper than what I can share on social media. So if this resonated with you, like if you have been impacted in any sort of way by my content, by my podcast, it would mean the absolute world if you could just take a few seconds to leave a review on iTunes, shoot us a subscribe on YouTube. Like, these things really help because it just allows us to reach more people and impact more lives. And at the end of the day, that's really all I care about. That's why I do what I do, is to hopefully make a positive ripple in somebody's life. And hopefully that somebody is you. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch, to listen. It genuinely means the world to me. And I don't take it for granted. This is like really important. It's really important for me to just communicate these things with you and share authentically. So thank you. I appreciate you. And have an absolutely incredible rest of your day. And yeah, I look forward to you talking to my team. I look forward to connecting with you in person. And thank you again for taking the time to listen. Much love. Send me your love as I head to the airport right now in Costa Rica. All right. I'm going to be sharing some of my journey on Instagram too. So head over there if you want to kind of check out the vibe at Rhythmia. I'll be sharing some of the stuff there. All right, y'all. Much love. Peace. Have a beautiful day. And do not forget that you are here for a reason. You are such a divine vessel of potential and light. And the best way to receive and share that light is by continuing to just evolve and do this inner work. So that's my invitation for you. Keep cultivating that relationship with yourself and watch how your life begins to transform. I love you. I appreciate you. And until next time, much love, y'all. From Jeremy Awakens. Peace out, y'all. Bye.